Vanakkam, this is Anto. Welcome to Color Pencils. Today we will talk about an very important topic, laborers. In what all ways they have been mistreated and discarded across our nation. This article is compiled from various sources, courtesy Wikipedia, YouTube, press and print media, etc. Few questions to each and every one of us about the workforce or laborers. Who are they? They are the human workforce who have made all the infrastructures that we see, use, enjoy till date since human evolution. Where do they come from? They are the people who live behind the comfort of their homes, families, villages, cities, states, and countries to new places of different language, culture in search of a better living. Why do they come? They come to make a slight better living conditions for them and their next generation and also to make our lives easier. Why are the state of their lives very pitiful and underprivileged? They work very hard and continuously live under very painstaking circumstances, and with the meager wage they get paid, they have to take care and look back many lives living back at home. Why do they struggle so much for every decision of ours? We as an employer and the government don't have really cared for their pain. Whenever we look forward to frame a policy for the betterment of our organization and nation, we often tend to forget the unorganized labor section. It's very sad that we don't measure their sheer importance by the comfort, income, and luxury they bring into our lives, but rather we only discriminate them and measure them with the expenses that occur. Does Government of India and all state governments really have any data of the poor laborers? No, we don't have any current data. Based on the 2011 census and National Sample Survey Office data, there are 65 million interstate migrant laborers in India. Around 30 to 40% of them depend on daily works, but in unorganized sectors. And no government agencies know the exact data and nobody cares for them. On 24th March 2020, Honorable Prime Minister of India addressed the Indian citizens about the serious threat of COVID-19 and precautionary methods to follow and the implementation of Section 144 on the citizens of India and complete lockdown in the length and breadth of the country from the immediate midnight. A large number of people stayed home thereafter, and the corporate India have initiated the work from home rule, and by maintaining the social distancing, people were allowed to buy the essentials they needed, and almost everyone stayed indoors peacefully safeguarding themselves and their families. As central and state governments have announced many relief measures, but that was just a meager for the millions and millions of poor, hunger-stricken, sick, tired laborers. As it was always difficult times for them in their miserable life, as they puzzle every bits and pieces and find happiness and satisfaction and carry on with their lives peacefully even in unhealthy and unhygienic conditions in tiny and tinned places called shelter. And as usual, the poor workers were left to fend for themselves. Many were left out on roads without food, money, and shelter. Therefore, they started walking back to their hometowns and villages, setting out on foot, leaving the places and cities made from their sweat and blood as they lived here with the dream of a bright future. Despite with the sudden enforcement of the nationwide lockdown, the central nor state governments have not found it necessary to establish a task force to help the poor migrants reach their homes safe and sound. Laborers have silently endured all and every unimaginable hardships with no money in hand and even food being scarce. Many walked miles with nothing more than biscuits and snacks for a solitary meal a day. Millions and millions of laborers got stranded in various parts of the country. Only now we get to see them everywhere. An exhausted child asleep on his mother's suitcase as she drags it along. A young man worriedly crying and desperate to help his exhausted friend as he breathes his last after walking hundreds of kilometers in the scorching heat. A pregnant mother walking barefoot and delivers the baby on the road and walks again. As per the data from Indian Railways, so far more than 80 people have died due to starvation, dehydration, and excessive heat traveling in Sharmic trains. One of the many heartbreaking images that capture the reality scale of the crisis is of a child trying to wake up his dead mother at the Muzaffarpur railway station in Bihar. Many poor workers met with accidents and died mercilessly on the roads and railway tracks by walking for hundreds of kilometers to their homes. The dead body of a worker found inside the bathroom of a Sharmic train was disheartening, and many more have lost their precious lives because of thirst, hunger, tiredness, exhaustion, breathlessness, and later died in the trains, roads, etc. The Indian Railways, which carries 25 to 30 million passengers per day, have suddenly cancelled all trains, leaving the laborers across India at large. After 39 days from the announcement of the lockdown and after the instruction of the Honorable Supreme Court of India, the Government of India and the Indian Railways have announced the Sharmic trains to ferry the poor laborers, that too at the mercy of the state governments to approve and reject their travel tickets. I heartily request each and every one of us next time as a nation when we proudly say Atiti Deva Bhava, kindly remember how we left our poor guest workers on the roads to die helplessly. Please bow our heads in shame and then seek forgiveness. But that was all said easily, then done. I hope we all agree that the pan India lockdown in the COVID 19 crisis have really tormented and torn apart the workforce who were and all the invisible pillar of India, and I would personally describe it as the worst humanitarian crisis of mammoth proportions. Jai Hind, your Santo.